It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege of interviewing the Adrian College Bulldogs head club softball coach, Coach Kaitlyn Probelski. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thank you.
Can you talk about how you knew that you want to get started in coaching in college softball?
Yeah, so with me, I had great softball coaches growing up, and so when I was kind of given the opportunity to coach, it was one of those opportunities that I'm like, I've always wanted to do it, and I didn't know when I was going to get the opportunity, so jumped on it pretty early in my career and excited to keep going with it.
What was that experience like playing collegiate softball at Adrian College?
It was huge. I wanted to play college softball growing up, and with getting to play at college was something that I always dreamed of. So getting to go to Adrian, getting to play 2 years on the NCAA team and then 2 years on the club team was something that was perfect for me.
How was that experience like getting to put on that college softball jersey representing Adrian, both on the division level and the club level?
It was huge. I made great teammates out of both teams, and I had great coaches for both teams. So being able to put on the uniform, play, and just get to continue my academics and athletics was huge for me.
What was that experience like playing on both levels of college softball?
Yeah, so the NCAA team, when I was playing on it, was huge. I had great teammates, great coaches, and it was a more traditional softball season, which was great. But then when I got into my junior year of college, the school offered a club team, and the season's a little bit different, so it was splitting into a fall season and spring season. And on top of that, too, I was getting into my master's degree, so I wanted an opportunity to balance my schedule a little bit more. So getting to play on both teams when I did, I think really allowed me to grow more and become now the coach that I am.
What was that transition like for you going and being the assistant coach at your alma mater?
So never have been the assistant coach, was only the head coach, but at the same time it's been huge. So for me, playing on the team, I had the experience, and then getting to take over as coach, it allowed me to really help bring the changes that I wanted to see when I was playing. It also really helped me push my girls a little bit more because I know what they've been through and I know what they're going through.
What was that experience like for you taking over from when Coach Amber was there?
Coach Amber did a great job. She set me up for some success. So it was really picking up the pieces and helping grow the program in the way that I wanted it to. So she had a great group that I got to step in, and the girls actually already kind of knew me from being at Adrian still when she was coaching. So she really set the stone for me to keep growing and building the program.
How was that transition like going from being a player to now coaching your teammates that you were playing with?
Yeah, so at first it was a little rocky trying to develop that new relationship. But at the same time, once we kind of established like me taking over that coaching role, it was perfect. The girls really kind of grew into what I want. They could see where I was trying to take the program. So that relationship kind of just changed. And I have an awesome assistant coach who really helped me in that process too.
What does a typical game day look like for you as head coach of the club softball?
Typically, I'm the first one at the field. I'm doing all the field maintenance, lining the field, putting in bases, getting scoreboard sound, everything set up that needs to be that way. And then the girls get there and it's game on. It's let's warm up, let's do what we have to. I typically step away and let the girls warm up on their own, and I'll just watch and observe and help where is needed, just so that way they have their time to get in their mindset. And that also gives me a little bit of time to kind of think of what I need to get done for the day and who needs to be where.
For you, what was that feeling like stepping onto that softball field for the first time as an alma mater coach?
It was a little nerve-wracking. I wanted to come out and hit the ball rolling and come out with a win. And obviously I don't really remember my first game as head coach at the moment, but it was something that it was exciting. A little bit change of atmosphere, a little bit change of dynamic, had to think a little bit more of the ins and outs of the games, and it really pushed me. So it was super exciting to take that first step onto the field and get to coach.
As a head softball coach, what is that like getting to coach on the same field that the Division One level coaches on?
It's huge. We just played at U of M this past fall and got to play on Carol Hutch's field. And it was exciting to see the excitement on my girls' face. When we beat U of M for the first time this fall, it was exciting because it was a whole team win. It was everyone playing the part. And it shows the atmosphere and morale that the other schools and teams get when they get to play on these unique fields and fields that we've all dreamed about growing up playing on.
Who are some of the teams in your conference that you compete against?
So our conference is made up of Bowling Green, Grand Valley State, Michigan State, the University of Michigan, and then us.
What is that like getting to compete against some of those schools like Michigan and Michigan State?
It's huge. They're competitive teams, and they're probably the top of our conference for sure. So getting to compete against them is something that really pushes us to do better. We're the only Division III school in the entire NCSA conference, especially at the Division I. So we're competing against top of the line athletes, and these are athletes who could be playing Division I softball if they wanted to be.
What is that away atmosphere like when going to teams like Michigan versus going home and playing Bowling Green?
Yeah, it's exciting going to these places and getting to play on big fields and getting to play good competition is fun. And it's fun when they come to us because we travel well. We have a great family support, crowd support. So even going to these schools and getting to play at the big universities fields, we travel fun and we have fun with it, and families come out and support, and it's huge for us.
What does that recruitment process look like? And as head coach, what do you look at in those prospective student athletes?
Yeah, so when it comes to recruiting, I'm really looking for girls first who are wanting to be academic weapons. For me, like, that's what it's all about. You have to be able to be academically strong before you can be athletically strong. But I'm also looking for girls who are wanting to help grow a program and wanting to make an impact and set the bar high from their very first practice. So when recruiting, I'm looking overall just of overall performance. I'm kind of trying to get to know them more, and the biggest thing for me is that first phone call. What's our connection like in that first phone call? How are we communicating? Is it easy conversation? Because that's how I can know whether we're going to connect as a coach and as a player, and that's how I know when I'm bringing in a good athlete that's going to mend well with our team.
As a head coach in alma mater, what is it like seeing those freshmen put on that Adrian softball jersey for the first time?
It's super exciting, especially when I've played a process in their recruitment. This past fall, we had girls that stepped onto the field and made a huge impact from their very first at-bat. So it's exciting to see the progress and the growth, and it's exciting to see them get excited and taking their game day pictures and seeing their families after the games excited with them. So it's definitely unique, and it's a fun experience, and it's something that I cherish getting to see.
What is that like getting to see them achieve those first milestones like first home runs, first hit?
It's huge. It's so exciting to see the excitement and joy on their face, and then getting to look over and see their parents' excitement and joy. Something that I remember getting to see and do as a player, and getting to see them have that same experience is huge.
As an alma mater coach, what is it like seeing them putting on that jersey for the last time representing Adrian?
It's exciting, but it's sad. It's exciting to see them branching off, becoming the next version of themselves, and it's sad, though, because you're losing a good player and you're losing someone who's made an impact on the team. But at the same time, like, it's important and it's special to me knowing that I had an impact of their 4 years at college and that I was able to help them go through life challenges and help them grow and develop and be there for them when they needed it.
How is it like as a coach getting to see them going into coaching and taking things that you've taught them into their coaching career?
It's exciting. I love hearing of girls doing like softball lessons with our youth and things like that to take and make impact on players that may not necessarily know that they're getting the impact right then and there. But it's exciting for them to be wanting to take it into the next level and seeing girls being like, Coach, like, I'm using this drill now because you taught it to us.
What have been some of the things that you've been able to accomplish so far as head coach?
Gosh, I think right now the biggest two things that I take away is beating U of M for the first time in program history at U of M, and then beating Michigan State for the first time in program history. Those were two huge wins for us, two big games. And when we beat Michigan this year, they were undefeated in conference play. So we took and gave them that first loss, and they didn't know how to respond, which was pretty exciting. And it was neat seeing the team morale and the excitement on not only my face and my assistant coach's face, but having the excitement of the players and our fans, and just having that entire unity of a team.
What are some of your future plans for the program moving forward?
Yeah, some future plans. I really want to grow our program. I'm really trying to grow what club softball is. Here at Adrian College, we have so many different club teams, and we don't compete like club teams. We compete like we're national champions. We have hockey teams that are winning national titles, and that's our end goal. Let's win a national title. Let's bring it home. So trying to bring in girls who are wanting to push us, wanting to grow our program and team, wanting to do things to also make the impact in our community, because there's so much great softball around us and so much youth softball around us here in Adrian. So trying to do things to help grow that aspect as well.
As a coach, for those prospective student athletes, what is that version like, trying to determine whether to go division level or club level?
Yeah, so for me, when I'm talking to a recruit and they're kind of going back and forth, really the biggest things that I'm explaining and trying to help with is, what season do you want? Do you want the traditional high school season where it's 6 to 8 games in a week and that typical work to get to play in the spring? Do you want to take and have a split where you get to play games in the fall and in the spring? And also academically, what are we trying to do academically? Is that something that it fits better to just have that traditional NCAA schedule, or is splitting your season up, having time to focus on education, something that's going to fit you better?
What advice would you give those freshmen entering their first year of college softball?
That's so tough because there's so much advice to give them. Honestly, the biggest thing is take opportunities, push yourself, but also don't be afraid to say, hey, this is a lot and I need help trying to balance and figure it out, because we've all been there. We've all taken and had struggles of managing class and schoolwork and balancing practice and team workouts, and not being afraid to be like, hey, coach, like, I got a lot on my plate. Can we chat, or can we figure something else out to help make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure we're taking care of our body physically, mentally, and emotionally?
What advice would you give those juniors transitioning into being seniors and leading the program?
Make every opportunity that you can for yourself. Be there in every way that you can for your teammates, for yourself, and just show up and support and enjoy the last moments of things. Take and be the leader that you've always wanted to be, and make the impact on people that you know you can and that have made impacts on you, and just share that with the rest of the team, with the community, and just enjoy every single minute during that senior year.
What advice would you give those college softball players looking to play professionally and go on and play in the Olympics?
Yeah, it's crazy to think that we have athletes at the Division III level that can go play in the Olympics, and it's so exciting. And I think, again, it's take the opportunities, grow, push yourself, because at the end of the day, like, the only person who can outwork you is you. So pushing yourself as hard as you can and take the opportunities to grow and get new resources and learn something new every single day.
What advice would you give those players looking to get into coaching after their playing career?
Yeah, I think players that want to coach after their playing career is huge. That's what grows softball. That's what continues to make the impact on softball. I think the biggest advice would be, like, just keep learning. There's always something new to learn, and there's always ways to grow yourself and better yourself. So when you're coaching, like, I'm learning every single day of new drills, new things to improve, new things that we can try as a team. So being open to hearing feedback and being open to learning new things is something that's going to help a new coach.
What advice would you give those coaches looking to build their own club softball program?
Yeah, I think when it comes to starting a club softball program, it's setting the bar high and setting your expectations high and pushing yourself to the highest level that you can, because really you're your own limitation. So taking and continuously trying to grow and build and finding athletes who are going to buy into what you're wanting to build.
What advice would you give those coaches that are alma mater coaches like yourself, coaching at their alma mater?
Enjoy the experience, make the most of the experience, and remember why you chose that school. Because for me, Adrian was huge on the atmosphere, the community, and that helps me remember when we're playing games. Like, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the community around your sport, and the support that you're getting from teammates and parents and fans and families.
That's great advice. Where can my listeners find you on social media along with the Adrian College Club softball program at?
Yeah, so I am on Twitter. I believe my handle is at Coach Probelski. And then for our team, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all of which are AC_NCSA softball. And then, of course, finding us on the National Club Softball Association's website.
Thank you again, Coach Kaitlyn Probelski, for your interview, and best luck in your future as the head club softball coach at Adrian College.
Thank you.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at Talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Kaitlyn, for your interview, and best luck in the future.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.